Students, any one of you please respond. Is my voice is audible? So Ganesh, is it okay? Shall I continue? Sivaganesh, roll number 201. Is it okay? Shall I continue? Any one of you please respond. Is my voice is
Yes,
audible?
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Audible, sir.
Thank you, thank you. See, good afternoon all. Today the network connectivity is very poor in the college, so that's why I shall be able to complete the syllabus. I mean, content, today's content as early as possible, right? Okay. Now, in the last class, we have talked about the new chapter, that is symmetrical components and fault analysis. This is the 5th chapter, and I need to take 6 to 7 classes to complete this particular chapter. Okay. So symmetrical components and fault analysis. We have already discussed about this. What is the need of studying the symmetrical components? That is the first thing. And what is the fault analysis that you are going to do in this chapter? So far we have discussed about the symmetrical fault analysis. Symmetrical fault analysis is different. Symmetrical components and fault analysis is different. So symmetrical fault analysis is completely discussed about the three-phase faults that are particularly occurring in transmission lines and the alternators or the synchronous generators. So which is mainly severe fault that is occurring in the power systems. But at the same time, this is a rarely occurring fault. Okay, so at the beginning of the chapter, we have discussed about that the faults are mainly classified into two types. The first one is symmetrical faults, second one is unsymmetrical faults. Symmetrical faults are nothing but the three-phase faults. All the three-phase faults are comes under that symmetrical fault analysis. I mean symmetrical faults. Now, whereas unsymmetrical faults are nothing but line to ground fault, line to line fault, line to ground fault, or triple line to ground fault. So these are the various types of faults that are comes under unsymmetrical faults. Okay, so the analysis of symmetrical faults is different, and analysis of unsymmetrical faults is different. Okay, see, first of all, please try to understand why I am differentiating the symmetrical fault analysis and unsymmetrical fault analysis. Symmetrical fault analysis is very simple to understand. Why? Because it is sufficient to do the analysis for one phase, and later we can extend that same analysis for three phases. Why? Because in the case of symmetrical fault analysis, the system is symmetrical in nature. Okay, symmetrical in nature, or that means balanced in nature. So what do you mean by that? So symmetrical nature or balanced nature means, so whenever system is said to be balanced, is nothing but the impedances in three phases are equal, and the voltages and currents are also equal. The phase angles between the voltage and currents are also same. But that is not in the case of unsymmetrical, I mean unbalanced power system. In the case of unbalanced power system, the impedances are not same, the voltages are not same, and the currents are not same. See why I'm saying all these things. So when we discussed about various types of faults, we have also discussed about one important point, that is the probability of occurrence of a particular fault. The probability of getting three-phase faults is very rare, that is only 5%. And the probability of getting line to ground faults is more occurring fault, that is 70% probability is there for getting that type of faults in our power systems. So that's why the probability is also very high when compared with the three-phase faults. So unsymmetrical faults the occurrence of unsymmetrical faults is higher when compared with the symmetrical faults. But what is the most severe fault out of all these faults? The most severe fault is three-phase fault only. These questions are very, very important for your GATE exam also. Now, how do we analyze the system if a line to ground fault or line to line fault, whatever it may be, unsymmetrical fault is going to be occur in your power system? Okay, so in that particular case, obviously the analysis is somewhat difficult when compared with the symmetrical fault analysis. So that's why, what shall we do now? We are making our analysis simple. So how do we make our analysis simple? So just by converting the unsymmetrical phasors to symmetrical phasors. So once if we convert the unsymmetrical phasors to symmetrical phasors, obviously we can able to apply the same symmetrical fault analysis to this particular unsymmetrical fault analysis also. So that's why we are using Fortescue's method for conversion of these symmetrical faults to unsymmetrical faults. Is it okay? Now we are going to discuss. See, that's why we are using symmetrical components. So symmetrical components are used to convert unsymmetrical phasors to symmetrical phasors. So we are using these symmetrical. We are expressing those unsymmetrical phasors or unsymmetrical vectors in terms of symmetrical vectors or symmetrical phasors with the use of symmetrical components. Okay, now you see here. So here I have shown you, I'm going to show you some content which is related to that symmetrical components. See, just now we talked about that unbalanced system or unbalanced synchronous machine operation can result in an otherwise balanced synchronous machine due to the unsymmetrical fault. Okay, so due to the happening of these two faults, that means line to ground fault or line to line fault, so your system may be gets unbalanced. Your system may gets unbalanced, so system operation may also become unbalanced when the loads of unbalanced are in the presence of large single phase loads. So based on that, so some of you are having some doubts that, sir, what is the main cause of getting our system may be unbalanced? So based on different types of situations. So suppose single phase based due to the variation in single phase loads or sudden occurrence of large single phase loads. Okay, because of unsymmetrical fault. So these are the some of the causes of getting your system may gets unbalanced. Okay, now you see here. So the method of analyzing unbalanced operation is through the symmetrical components, where the three-phase voltage or currents which may be unbalanced are transformed into three sets of balanced voltages and balanced currents. So just now, the beginning of this chapter, I told you that with the usage of symmetrical components, we can able to convert the unsymmetrical phasors to symmetrical phasors. That too, three sets of unsymmetrical voltages are symmetrical voltage into the balanced voltages are currents. So why we are saying the three sets of voltages? Why? Because there may be either positive components are there, negative components are there, and zero sequence components are also there. Okay. Now you see here, symmetrical components transformation. So a set of three-phase balanced voltages VA, VB, VC are characterized by equal magnitudes and equal with the same phase differences of 120 degrees, said to have a phase sequence of ABC positive sequence, VB lags VAC. Now you see here, suppose if we are taking a three-phase system, that to balanced power system. So now this is VA. So which are displaced with an equal angle of 120 degrees. So this is VB and this is VA. Now the transformation is, so the positive sequence, so we are considering this positive sequence. So here the phase sequence is A, B, C. Now you see here A, B, C. Now this is 120, this is also 120, and this is also 120. Okay, now you see here what so all these angles are 120 degrees. So 120, this is for a balanced system, so 120, and this is also 120, right? Now you just see this sentence, VB lags VA by 120. So is it true? Yes. So here VA leads VB by 120 degrees, or VB also lags behind. So this is behind. B is behind A by 120 degrees, and similarly C is also lags. So lags nothing but which is behind by if this is the just if this is the case, if this is the case, ABC in counterclockwise direction. So here we are considering this. So this direction. See, power is off. Maybe soon, within 2 to 3 minutes, laptop is also going to be disconnected. Please don't worry about that. Again, try to join when I put a message in the WhatsApp, right? So here VA, VB, VC are also displaced at an angle of 120 degrees. Now VB lags VA by 120 degrees and VC lags VB by 120 degrees. Okay. So in this way, we are going to express VB and VC in terms of a phasor VA. Okay. Please carefully observe this. Now you see here. So if I consider VA as reference, and remaining two vectors VB and VC are also expressed in terms of VA. So with the factor of alpha. So the alpha is very, very important here. So alpha is equal to 1 at an angle 120 degrees. 1 at an angle 120 degrees. Okay, please try to understand. So here alpha is having some importance. Okay, alpha is equal to 1 at an angle 120 degrees. So now you see here, so where the complex number alpha is also called as a complex number. So alpha is defined as alpha is equal to e power j at an angle of 120 degrees. So you can consider that 1 at an angle 120 degrees as e power j 120. Now the properties are also there. The properties of alpha is nothing but alpha square is equal to 1 at an angle minus 120 degrees. Alpha cube is equal to 1 plus alpha square is equal to 0. So these are the components, and let us verify whether these are correct or not. Okay. Now you see here. So alpha square is nothing but alpha into alpha. Okay. Now this alpha can be written as 120, 1 at an angle 120. So similarly, in this case also, this can be written as 1 at an angle 120 degrees. So if you multiply both these components, so 1 at an angle 120 plus 120, obviously you can consider that as 240 degrees. So you can also written this as 1 at an angle minus 120 degrees. Both are same. 1 at an angle 240 is exactly same as that of 1 at an angle 120 degrees. Now, what is alpha cube? Alpha cube. So again, now you see here. So alpha square is 1 at an angle minus 120 degrees. You can also consider that you can multiply that with the, so see here, alpha square multiplied by alpha. Now what is alpha square? So 1 at an angle minus 120 degrees. Is it not?